It's always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Lusaka.
Gold FM is Nandi's best radio station.
It's always Gold FM with us here in Singatoka.
Old is gold, and Gold FM is #1 here in Lusaka.
Singatoka loves classic hits on Gold FM.
We listen to Gold FM here in Tagua.
We love Gold FM in Ba.
We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lautoka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight, senior government official faces corruption charges. Police need time to train for elections. And tertiary qualifications for growing tourism industry. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. A senior government official appeared in court today charged with corruption. The Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption has charged Meli Lasekula Mbitu, the Chief Administration Officer in the Finance Ministry, with receiving a corrupt benefit and false or misleading information. Mbitu is alleged to have received more than $12,500 in May last year, which he used to pay medical bills. It's also alleged he wrote a declaration of interest to Permanent Secretary Filimone Wangambava outlining the receipt of the money, which according to FICAC was false information. Mbitu has been remanded in custody until Friday to find a suitable surety for bail. The Fiji police force will need at least 3 months to train its officers for the general elections due in September. The Defence Minister Chokitani Thokana-Singa says police officers need to be ready and fully equipped for one of the most important dates in our country's calendar. Eleanor Tarangai-View reports.
Marching towards their goal to ensure voting in all of Fiji's polling stations are conducted smoothly.
Police will need to be available at all these polling stations, be it mainland or in the islands. At the moment, we estimate about, for that 3,000, we want about 5 police officers to be available at each polling station.
As the police work on the logistics of the elections operations, it also will make sure the election process is credible.
If it's one-day election and we have to finish that election, bring the ballot boxes to where it's going to be counted. And at the same time, that by the time we are given the deadline as to when the numbers are to be announced, we have to make sure that that is available. Any deviation from that would raise a lot of questions.
Defence Minister Chokitani Thokana-Singa says in order for these tasks to be carried out effectively, police officers will have to be trained properly.
Nothing can be so dangerous as to go into exercise of this nature with the people who are supposed to be running it are not aware of their responsibilities.
Support officers and police volunteers around the country will also be trained to help the police. The force is also requesting donors for vehicles to help with transportation during the elections. Eleanor Tarangai-View, FBC News.
A new detention centre will be built in Lengalenga, Nandi to hold those who breach the terms and conditions for entering Fiji. Immigration Director Nemani Vuniwanga says this is being done because the current detention centre is not secure. People currently detained for trying to enter Fiji illegally are being held at the Melanesian Hotel in Namaka, Nandi. Vuniwanga says work on the new centre will be monitored by the Prime Minister's office and a team from the Defence Ministry. This is the Immigration Department's biggest project of the year, and construction is expected to be completed by July. Vuniwanga says they will use $450,000 allocated for the purpose in his department's 2014 budget. Fijians will have to wait a while longer before competition drives local air travel prices down. The market's new entrant, Inter-Island Airways, is yet to receive its air operator's certificate from the Civil Aviation Authority of Fiji. The ongoing delays to meet local aviation regulations are likely to force the company to postpone its domestic air services launch, which was scheduled for March 17th. Christopher Chand reports.
It will be a while yet before Inter-Island Airways starts its operations in Fiji. Aviation regulator CAF has stated the airline has not received its certification and will only be issued with it when all requirements under the Fiji air navigation regulations are met. However, KEF Chief Executive Netava Wanga says the AOC is not the only document that KEF issues for startup operators like Inter-Island Airways. There are many other requirements such as the Airworthiness Certificate for aircraft and licenses for pilots and engineers. Inter-Island Airways' parent company, Aviana Airways Corporation, has not responded to our questions on the delays to their certification. KEF also states under the regulations the airline will also need to bring their fleet of Dornier aircraft to Fiji to ensure its performance is compatible with standards of the aerodomes it operates in. Wanga states the work on reviewing the company's standard operating procedures and training manuals is 99% complete. Further work is needed with final inspections carried out prior to the issuance of the AOC. It's obvious Inter-Island Airways business won't take off until they provide KEF with every detail expected of them. So it seems domestic travelers will have to wait in the departure lounge a bit longer before air travel becomes cheaper. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Coming up, Attorney General hears public complaints about government services.
Today FM is #1 here in Singapore.
We love Today FM in Lambasa. It rocks!
My favorite station in Nandi is Today FM.
I love Today FM because they play the awesome song.
Loto kasi they love Today's kid music.
I love Today FM because they play all my songs.
We love Today FM at Vuniva Lambasa. Yeah, it rocks!
I love Today FM because it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Bulan 2 sa Batolo FM and number 2 ay Raki-Raki.
Bula FM number 2 in Nosor.
Go etapo ke boto ko sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM number 2 ay Corvo.
Bula FM number 2 ay Sawa.
Bula FM number 2 ay Lotoka. Bula!
Number 2 ng Bula FM member.
Bula FM
Number 2 ay Nasser in Singapore.
Hotel Talitak na warong ng Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warong Bula FM number 2 ay Nasser.
Bula FM number 2 ay Nasser.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The acting police commissioner has warned new recruits that they will be failing in their duty if they don't familiarize themselves with our country's new constitution. Ravi Narayan gave the stern reminder during the launch of the annual training program for the new additions to the police force in Suva this morning. Apisalam Midokar reports.
Launching the 2014 training program this morning, the 120 male and 30 female were told of the challenges that lay ahead of them.
The Fiji Police Force is an organization that will demand a lot from you. This is not an organization where you will be babied, you will be fed, you will be nurtured and nourished in your life as a police officer. You will be only nurtured and nourished during these 6 months. When you go out from here, you are independent. You are the sole decision maker.
It's a dream come true for these new recruits to become lawmen of Fiji.
Just to become a police officer because of my uncle. I'd like to follow in his footsteps, and ever since I was young, I was wanting to be a police officer.
I always wanted to be a police officer, and it is a very good opportunity to be part of this cadet police academy.
This is the opportunity to provide the service, give the service to the people of the nation, and I'm really grateful to be here in this academy. I'm looking forward for the pass out in the 6 months' time.
ACP Ravi Narayan told the young men and women their choice to become a police officer is a wise decision.
And I guarantee you that you won't regret the decision to be part of the Fiji Police Force. This is a crucial year for the organization, especially the nation, as it prepares for elections in September. We are the front line in maintaining law and order during elections. So in order for things to go smoothly, we have to know our roles.
The 150 new recruits will undergo a 3-month theory program before their physical training program. The new recruits are expected to graduate a month before the 2014 elections. Apisalam Medhoka, FBC News.
Fiji will soon for the first time have national qualifications for tour guides and beauty therapists. This is an effort by the government to improve the skills of workers in the tourism industry. Epeli Tokoasa reports.
The increasing number of tourists visiting Fiji has prompted the government to ensure industry workers follow a proper curriculum to qualify for tourism jobs.
Of cruise liners that have been visiting our shores every now and again, almost every week. This is a huge demand area in the tourism sector, in which we need to train our local guides, professionalism to be able to have qualifications so that not only they can operate in Fiji, opportunities can also be available for them offshore.
Service Pro, a training institution in the capital, will facilitate the courses for this qualification. The number of tourism-related courses that will be on offer are still not known, but they are expected to start soon.
This qualification have got pathways to be able to lead on, for them to do a diploma or a degree later on. So someone with a tour guiding later on might be able to do a diploma in tourism studies, or maybe a degree in a related field that actually can take them right through to be able to continue their studies as they continue to work.
The Fiji hotel and tourism industry has welcomed the initiative by the government.
Applaud what government's doing in trying to get the qualifications and the training and the education of every sector of the tourism industry, so at the end what we want is an efficient and a knowledgeable workforce, that is customer orientated, because
the national qualification is expected to result in tour guides becoming better at dealing with tourists. The combination of newly acquired skills and the natural warmth of Fiji's people will certainly lead to Fiji becoming more popular as a major tourist destination. Epeli Tukuasa, FBC News.
Residents in the West are raising concerns about service delivery by many government departments. The Attorney General Said Qayyum led his staff on a public consultation through Singatoka, Nandi and Lautoka, hearing and recording problems that Fijians face every day.
We are here essentially to improve the processes, improve our delivery services, and also for us to know if there is any untoward behavior of government officials or different agencies that you think that we're not doing the right thing.
Sports now, and here's Jamie with the latest.
Good evening. Coming up, the Fiji Sports Commission says it wants to upgrade the hockey turf, but it can only do this once it has the finances. Also up ahead, Nandi football calls on support from its fans in a bid to secure its first CBC title. Details after the break.
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2 is number 1 in Singatoka.
मैं लंबासा के निवासी, मेरा नाम प्रेम चंद्रा है। देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2 को मेरा सलाम।
नैनी में देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2।
रेडियो फीजी 2 में देश की धड़कन मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 is number 1 in Singapore।
नैनी में मेरा धड़कन है रेडियो फीजी 2।
हम ननुपुर की रहता है और हम रेडियो फीजी 2 हरदम सुनता है।
हमें रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनो बहुत अच्छा लगे, आप भी रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनो।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2।
Talita na Radio Fiji 1 na mwira ni nondo bonua.
Ando talita kana borro na Radio Fiji 1 singa toka boleta ni station ni alumatu.
Ando talita ka bole una borro na Radio Fiji 1 station ni alumatu elo toka.
Ando talita ka bole una borro na Radio Fiji 1 na Nandi na station ni alumatu.
Au tulgo korbo ando borro mo leve na station ni alumatu na Radio Fiji 1. Do borro na Radio Fiji 1 na station ni alumatu na mandoi tele.
Na Radio Fiji 1 nando mo ibiti na bonga ni BNN.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. The Fiji 7 side is going through some tough training sessions in the US. Under the guidance of Coach Ben Ryan, they're working on adapting to the game environment and are fine-tuning things for the 3 days of competition.
The pitch is slow as well because they put turf on the Astro, but it's the same for everyone else, and we have to prepare for that. And it's over 3 days. So it's going to be, that tournament always throws up some strange results, Vegas, and I hope there aren't any strange results revolving around us, that we just start well on the Friday night and keep going. But there's no reason not to be confident, but you know what it's like. Gordon will say it, but there's 5 or 6 sides that can win in Vegas.
The tournament gets underway on Saturday with Fiji playing Scotland in its first match. Long overdue for a facelift, the National Hockey Centre is now being bumped up the long list of things to do by the Fiji Sports Council. However, upgrading of the facility will only begin when funds are available. Elena MacDonald has more.
The only proper hockey turf in the region hasn't had any work done on it since it opened 10 years ago.
There is a lot that we would like to do there. I mean, there's a whole stadium dedicated to one sport. We can't play any other sport on the turf without damaging the turf, so we need to be very careful. So what we would like to see is eventually have it developed as a multi-purpose turf.
Dedicating a facility specifically to hockey has not been wasted, as it's helped our national teams jump 30 spots in world rankings.
That can be attributed to the fact that we had the turf basically at our disposal. We were running it, so we knew which time we could train, when and how we could train, and also that we were able to invite people over.
There has been talk about building a similar facility for hockey lovers in the West. But first, authorities have to secure the finances to make it all happen.
And I know Liviana has spoken to suppliers of the turf in New Zealand and Australia, and we're just waiting for the cost of that to come in. It's the Sports Council's obligation, and like we had to upgrade the National Stadium last year, we have to make sure all our facilities are up to scratch.
By having their own turf, Fiji hockey has grown in leaps and bounds in the last decade. Another big year awaits with the Olympic youth qualifiers and a second shot at the World Series lined up. With an upgrade in the pipeline, the sport can only stand to benefit further as an attractive venue to host more internationals. Elena MacDonald, FBC Sports.
The Nandi football side hopes its fans will turn out in numbers to support them against Ba in the Pillay Garments champion versus champion match on Saturday. The Jet Setters meet their rivals at Churchill Park in a bid to win their first CVC title. And they understand how important it is to have faithful supporters cheering them on in the stands.
First of all, I'd like to thank the fans of Nadi. They came in numbers to cheer the team, and we hope that the same numbers will come in Lotoga and cheer the team, and probably we'll be hiring some of the bus to take them to Lotoga.
And you can catch a live commentary of that match at 4 p.m. Saturday on Radio Fiji 2 with the voice of soccer, Raymond Stoddart. The Whanga paddlers have returned to our shores keen to share their experiences after competing in New Zealand's Waka Ama National Sprints in Hamilton. The V6 men's team finished 7th in the 1500-meter race, while the women came 8th in the 500-meter sprints. Crystal Whippy and Gary Volau made the finals in the V1 event. Despite losing to New Zealand's best, the experience gained by the Whanga paddlers should strengthen them for the upcoming Pacific Games.
New Zealand's a very high standard competition. It's something that we can learn a lot. We've learned a lot from, and we'll continue to learn from, and we want to go again next year and take an even bigger team, maybe a junior team as well. And it's always good to learn from your neighbours. I mean, they're not very far away, and we want to implement as much as possible back here in Fiji, not just for Whanga but for the whole sport, so we can get faster.
The Fiji Outrigger season begins this Saturday with the V1 Marathon Regatta in Suva. The Fiji Chess Federation is checking in for a busy year as everyone prepares well ahead of schedule for the Norway Chess Olympiad in August. And chess enthusiasts will start their training with the National Blitz Open Championships in the capital this weekend. Talenda Vakavaka reports.
With top players such as Kelvin Prasad, Manoj Kumar and Noel Adrikula in the mix, chess master Guru Arvind expects a tough attack on his title at the National Blitz Open Championships.
There's tough competition always for me because I'm not one of the top ranked players, and last year it was a surprise for myself, and I'm expecting to have a lot of fun. I've always gone to have fun in chess.
The Fiji Chess Federation official says this tournament will be a key tool for the national squad's preparation for the Chess Olympiads in Norway.
Open squad, it's CM Kelvin Prasad, then we have CM Sanmogam Gounder, the CM Manoj Kumar, and there's this young boy Ronald Terumbia, who's also a very good blitz player. He's coming in. And in the women's, we have women's candidate Master Gloria Suku, Then there's 2 WFM's Karen Lyons, she's based in Australia. And then there is Hilda Vukiko Moala and Kabrina Terumbia, the younger sister of Ronald. She is in the women's team.
A national league is also scheduled to run from March until July to groom players who will take on the world's best in August. With preparations starting almost 7 months before the international tournament, the Fiji team is confident of not making any blunders. Chalendo the Kazak, FBC Sports.
That's it from Sports Tonight. Good evening.
Several months after a tender was called, 2 companies are now being considered to prepare performance specification for the Waila City project. Housing Authority Chief Executive Alipatena Rusui says they want to engage suitably qualified companies to guide building contractor Top Symphony on the exact specifics of what and how to build affordable homes in Waila. The authority is in the process of finalizing the contract. The project was to get off the ground last year. Now Rusui says the delay is caused by technical concerns which are yet to be addressed. He also adds a project of this magnitude needs meticulous planning, and development will only take place once these matters are sorted. Weather time now, and Jen, I've got 3 words for you today. Hot, hot, hot.
Hot indeed. In fact, it was so hot, I had to remind myself that I was living in Fiji and not the Sahara. But we'll get to that in a few seconds. Let's look at the map. Our graphics didn't need much altering today. Basically the same weather as yesterday, except Suva was lucky enough to miss out on the afternoon showers. And now back to this unbearable heat that's plaguing the country. 2 centers are on 34 degrees. Yes, that's right. Lautoka and Lambasa are the hottest today, and Suva, Nandi and Ba are just a step behind on 33. And it looks like we won't be changing our graphics again tomorrow. At this rate, I'll be out of a job, Jackie. Jokes aside, showers continue over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands, while other centers will have afternoon or evening showers and a few thunderstorms. And that's weather. I hope you have a wonderful evening and wake up to a gorgeous sunrise like our friend Madhu at Milverton Road. And then when you finish looking at it, do take a picture and send it in.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. Looking at the headlines, once again, a senior government official has appeared in court charged with corruption and false information. The Fiji police force needs 3 months to train for elections. And Attorney General Aisaid Qayyum hears public complaints about government services. Now on to our poll question. This week, we're asking, is our Sevens team to Las Vegas Ben Ryan's strongest since his appointment as coach? Visit the FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's news for tonight. Good evening.
Old Town Tower में it's only Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
ताकि हर घर में खाली मिर्ची FM बजे. Mirchi FM is hot.
Best sound, best music. Mirchi FM rocks in record.
नानी का #1 station है Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM it's #1 in Nursery.
लोटोका में Mirchi FM is hot. हम लोग Mirchi FM रोज सुनता है. Mirchi FM जागो मामा. Mirchi FM